Good morning and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap for Tuesday, February the 21st, 2017. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together to look at the market macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our trade plan for the day. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and the trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes. Please treat your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, so obviously it's a holiday yesterday. So we only had a half day. We had a short day. And let's take a quick look at the news because that's important. We do have FOMC member Kashkara speaking right now, started at, well, he's about to start right now. So just be aware that while we're doing this, we've got FOMC speaking. Then we got New Zealand GDT prices. Excuse me for 1 second. Sorry about that. So we have New Zealand GDT price index sometime today. The U.S. news, we've got flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI coming out at 9:45, 15 minutes after the RTH open. And then later in the day, we've got FOMC Harker speaking. So we've got a couple Fed speakers today, so just be careful, knowing that whatever they say could revalue this market. Of course, yesterday was a holiday. Now, most people will scrub their holiday, and this should show up as part of the Globex. Now, the key thing that I want to point out is we went to 54.50 and we went to 56.75 during the Globex and then in the holiday session. I personally don't scrub my data. I leave that holiday in, but I combine the two together to include both the high and the low of the Globex. So currently right now, if you look at this on a Globex level, let me just expand this out for a second. And just bring these together. So we have the current Globex session, which is this profile right here. Then this is our holiday session, and then we have the Globex session from the holiday Monday, from Sunday night to the start of this holiday RTH session, which only lasted half a day. So currently, we've got a new all-time high that was put in the Globex at 56.75. Our all-time high in the RTH is really that Thursday high from last week at the 51. So we do have an unequalized high, and we're tightening in the Globex. You can see that we have a lower high, higher low, and lower high, and not a lower. We have a lower low, but it's still inside the Globex. So just keep that in mind. Take a look at the Globex session on Friday. That's when we want to pay attention to. And the Thursday, we had a high of 48.75. We just didn't quite get above that 49.75. I'm sorry, the high was put in on Wednesday, 51. So this is Wednesday, this is Thursday, this is Friday. And we still have these gaps here. We have a gap left between the close of the Wednesday and the range high of the Thursday, so there's a gap there. And then we have another gap below down here okay, where the mid of the gap is down here at 34 and a quarter. So a lot of gaps being created right now. On the holiday session, we broke above the 51. We actually opened up at the 53.50 area, came down, didn't get back to the 49.75. Didn't close the naked close, although it would still be open because this is, in reality, didn't really happen. Most people will scrub this data and it'll show up all as one Globex session until we open up at 9:30 Eastern Time. Created a little bit of a double distribution here at 52.75. We're currently trading just above it. I'm using the 51 as my over-under line because 51 brings us inside of the Wednesday RTH session, and I'll be looking for these gaps to be closed. So we have a gap down here at 48.75. We have a gap here at 49.75. Gap here at 50, and then the close from Friday down here at 47. And I've been actually looking for us to come back down towards this 45 and test the 43.50. 43.50 is going to be another trade area for me, and don't need that anymore. And a look down to coming down into this 41 area. But let's just take a quick step back. I always like to take a look at my basic candlestick chart. I start on a monthly. I use a 9 EMA, 20 SMA. What I'm looking for with the moving averages, I'm looking for slope and separation. Are they parallel? Are they separated? And do they have a nice 45-degree angle? And that tells me the trend is strong. And where are they being challenged or violated? Where we're breaking below or back above the two moving averages. You see multi-year upward strong trend challenged at the end of 15, beginning 16, and then we get a nice continuation pattern, go in and we put all new highs in, all-time highs, and we've got slope and separation to the upside. So the trend is very much intact on the monthly. On the weekly, same thing. You've got good slope and separation, good parallel on a 45-degree angle, and this trend is very much strong on the weekly. On the daily, same thing. We got good slope and separation. We came back and we challenged the 20, but then we broke back above, and now we're getting continuation, and we put in a new all-time high on the Sunday Globex session. Going to the intraday, you can see that we're getting, we're seeing a little bit of weakening, but not enough to tell me that the trend on the intraday is still not intact as well. We don't even challenge the trend until we get back below that 50 and a quarter. And I'm actually looking at the 51, as you know, for a move back down towards that 47 as my first target, 45, and then 43 and 41. Going to the 30-minute, you see we do have consolidation going on here. We are currently trying to hold, below the 9 after coming down and bouncing off the 20. The 20 is down here at 52. So more of a consolidation pattern that we're seeing, in the Globex since Sunday on the smaller time frame. Going to the 15-minute. Same thing. We're creating this consolidation pattern. We don't know which way it's going to go, but we are seeing some weakness coming in. And then on the 5-minute, you can see that we were starting to get a downward trend, but now they've come up and challenged it. I'd be watching to see if we hold this 52, and then of course I'm looking for a move down to that 51. So let's take a look at the structure. Again, this is our holiday session right here, so you can scrub this and we'd only have this. And you can see that once we broke out of this longer time frame balance, we came up, we created an island top, came back down to the microcomposite VPOC of the balance we broke out of, picked up buyers, accepted price higher, came back up into the island top, confirmed the price acceptance here at the 89 level, and then we broke out and gapped up, and we have 1, 2, 3 gaps. 2-day balance area accepting 23. We break out again, and now we've created this 3-day balance that centers around that 41. And that's why if we get below the 51, I'll be looking for them to start coming back into the balance. And now if you include the holiday session, we've got our 4th gap. Okay, this is usually an exhaustion gap, but because it falls on the holiday, it's going to be interesting. But I'm watching that 51. That's this area right here, the high from Wednesday. If we get below it, I'm thinking at least down to the 47.75. But I don't want to be short if we hold that 51, because we could simply go up and equalize those two highs and take out that 56.75 and get continuation up even further. But if we do get below the 51, I think we can at least get down to the 47 as we close some of these naked closes and gaps, and possibly even get some weakness. You got to watch the 43. You can see this little profile right here has a double distribution with the LVN at 43.25, and possibly move down to the 41 would be well within the normal range. We are still continuing basically to one time frame up on the daily, and we have not seen that violated yet. So the key line in the sand for me, not the over-under line. The over-under line is going to be 51. The key line in the sand for me will be a break below 36. Below the 36, then I think we get a bigger move back down towards the 23 and start doing some repair down here. Okay, so let's take a look at our information. So overnight in this Globex session, we have a high of 54.25. So I got to pay attention to 54.25, but it's within the holiday session. My overnight high, I'm actually going to have at the Globex high at 56, but I'm going to put a second one in here at 54.25 as as a target nonetheless. I'm just going to edit this preference. And just mark it that it's actually Tuesday's Globex high, but technically the overnight high is still up here. And that was put in on the Sunday night because this all gets blended into Tuesday. And then our overnight low in the Globex session is 49. And then currently our VPOC, which is not likely to shift, is 53.50, which sits right on top of the value area of the holiday session. And then we have our close, at 52.75, just below that, and then the naked VPOC from the holiday session. These are tough days to set up levels because of these issues with the holiday. But I'm going to use 54.50 because a break above that, I'm looking for them to equalize the high, and that takes out the overnight high put in tonight's Globex. And then below, I'm going to be targeting this 50 with a break below 51, and then I'm going to put a trade level here at 48, looking for a move down to 47. And then we had the double distribution from Friday that had the LVN at 43.50. I'm just going to move it down to 43.25 because that coincides with the microcomposite LVN for a bigger move down into the 41. And then my key line in the sand is going to be down here at the 36.75. And below that, I'm looking for a move down to the naked VPOC and the mid of the gap. Our daily ATR is running at 15.8375. I'm going to take those off of the Globex, Tuesday Globex numbers. So if I look at the Tuesday Globex, 54.25 minus our 20-period daily ATR is running at 15.8375. So our daily downside ATR target is going to be at 38.50. And off of the 49 overnight low, our upside daily ATR target is up here at 64.75. So you can see we've got range capabilities here as they compress through the holiday session and actually put in a new all-time high. So I'm not going to put any hypotheses in today. Somebody's said that they are getting confused with why I have 4 hypos. Well, I have 4 hypos because I have 4 plans in place, and then I find what the market is doing, and then I adapt it. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the trade levels and talk about the trade levels. My over-under line is 51. Everything above 51, I'm looking for opportunities to get long into the 56.75 and continuation up towards the 60s. Below the 51, I'm looking for a further move down towards the 50 gap and the 49 and the 48.75, but ultimately the 47.50 gap and possible continuation down to 43. Anything below 43, I'm targeting 41 and 38.75 and a move down to test the key line in the sand. And then below the 36.75, I'm looking much more bearish, and I'm looking for us to come back down towards the 23 area and start coming back to challenge some of these gaps down here. So that's what I'm looking at. In terms of gold, gold has come off the fractal highs at 46.60. You can see that we've got a couple of different balances. The overall balance from this breakup day is up here at 35, but we've been slicing through it. We did find some support on 5 days of trading down here at 27.30. We've got the CHVN at 28.50. We're shopping right around there right now. I'm looking for continuation down towards this 27. If we hold the 27, then we could bounce and rotate back up to that 35. And if we accept 35 again, I'm looking for the 4-day microcomposite VPOC up here at 39, and then a challenge of 42. Above 42.60, I'm looking for continuation up towards the 51 and 62.60, but 51 being the first real big target. If we get below 23.40, that gives you a very good opportunity to get short into the 1860, the composite VPOC that goes all the way back to October 2008, and possibly dip back down here as well into the 15 and test the other side of balance down here at 12, 11, 10. Anyway, that's a pretty long pre-market session. That's going to complete our pre-market. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.